Here we have the perfect pizza at home. Listen carefully what I say, because I'm giving all my knowledge from 25 years of experience to you. Pizza good, pizza not good. Pizza good, pizza not good. Pizza not good, pizza not good. I'm here to show you this, like the title says. Essential tip that Maestro Iacopelli is going to teach you how to make this beast of pizza, and not this. Check out this video until the end. Support this channel by sharing this video with friends, and listen to this. Soft and crunchy in the same time. Boom, 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 baby! From Maestro Vito Iacopelli, welcome and enjoy this video. Pizza, it's a serious thing. It's not just pizza. Here is all the ingredients that we need to make the pizza dough: water, flour, salt, and olive oil. The polish. The first error is using hot water. So you are thinking, I use hot water to speed up the process. Well, that's not how it works. The hot water will kill your yeast, will overproof, and that will make your dough acid. Always use room temperature water. Right now here we have 70 Fahrenheit. The flour, the water, everything is room temperature. You want the water always to keep around 63 to 75 the max. So remember, the more it's cold the water, the slower will ferment the dough. The more it's warmer, the more fast will grow. So basically, even the salt is very important in your dough. So the more salt you put, the slower your dough will grow. So if it's a hot day, what we want to do is try to use the cold water, not freezing water. Cold water with increasing the amount of salt. That will slow down the fermentation. But if it's cold, what you want to do is keep the room temperature water, lower down the amount of salt. Error number 2. There we go. This is the polish that I use to make the dough. Always I suggest everyone to use the polish, to make the dough, because that's what makes the best pizza. The error is not using the yeast not ready to use. If you're using the yeast that is not ready, your dough is not gonna proof. We don't want that. So this is how we test if your yeast is ready. So grab a handful just like that, just a little bit, and then dump it inside the water. Voila. If the yeast stays on top of the water like that, that means it is a lot of air inside. That means that your yeast is ready and nice and fermented. Or also is another way to see it. You can see all the bubbles inside. That means that your yeast is ready. But sometimes the polish doesn't grow that much. You are not able to see. So this is the way to see it. So hopefully this one was clear. Here you go, the error number 3. Well, we are ready to make the dough. Here I'm gonna use it 100% polish. Voila, dump the whole polish inside. This is 1 liter of water, 1 kilo of flour, 5 grams of yeast, 5 grams of honey. Don't put all the ingredients together in one shot. If you put everything together, the dough doesn't incorporate the air that we want, and is not gonna proof properly. So here we go. The error number 3 is over knead the dough. It can when you are going to over knead the dough, it's going to warm up and destroy the gluten structure. We want to keep the dough mixing in the proper time. So usually it's about 10 to 15 minutes to build the gluten. So if we pass that, the dough is gonna warm up and we are going to destroy the gluten structure. So when you're cooking at home, always use the olive oil, always to put the liquid first. Let's go ahead and we're gonna add the salt, little by little. Let's incorporate the salt with speed number 1, because again, if you're going to speed up the process, it's gonna warm up and we are going to destroy the gluten structure. Always try to keep the track of the temperature. We want to keep always, we don't want to pass the 80 Fahrenheit. Remember this is the tip number 3, or error number 3, is not putting all together. So we want to dump the flour little by little, and let the dough incorporate the flour. One more tip is always get a scale like this and measure the all the ingredients in grams. It's more precise, guys. Using a spoon or cup is that precise like grams. Always you want to keep track of all of the ingredients that you put. You want to be precise when you're making the pizza dough. So once everything is integrated, your dough is ready. So I speed it up a little bit. And I see all the flour right there on the side. When the flour is in the dough is ready. Right now it's about almost 75, see? 75. So the dough is increasing the temperature. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off the machine. You can see the gluten structure. It's the gluten is built. So see how strong it is? Right now we can go ahead and let it relax a little bit in the dough machine. This way the gluten relax and we can go ahead and do the second step. Okay guys, the dough it's rest enough. Okay, number 4, very important tip. Put a little bit of olive oil in your hands, then tap on top, then on the spatula, same thing. Then we want to take out the dough from the container. Tip here is to not add the flour or any kind of liquid, otherwise you're gonna change the recipe, you're gonna increase the hydration or you're gonna decrease the hydration. Olive oil in your hands, tap on top. What we're gonna do here is forming a ball before putting a sleeve. Did you see? That's what I'm talking about. The structure of the gluten is built nice and properly, and the dough is becoming nice, white and smooth. So that's the goal to make the perfect pizza dough. Look at this. It's perfect and built. The mistake here is drinking a coffee or making a phone call and leaving the dough open. This will dry out your dough and then we're gonna mess up the whole dough. So most of you guys leave the dough just like that. Maybe they put a dry towel on top like that, but still you get the air inside and it's gonna dry out the dough. To be able to fix the issue when it gets dry, it is a way to fix it. You fix it like this. Grab a little bit of water, put it on top, and just go around the dough where it's dry. And then wait a few minutes and the dough will revive. This is how you fix the issue when the dough is dry. So grab a little bit of plastic wrap and put it on top. Make sure it's all covered, just like that. Boom, baby. Voila. The dough is nice and covered, and now we're gonna let it rest for 30 minutes at room temperature to 1 hour. It depends how long you wanna keep, when you wanna make the dough. So in 2 hours, we're gonna make the dough. I'm gonna keep it like this for 30 minutes at room temperature. And you see, with the plastic wrap on top, the dough doesn't get dry. But it is another way. If you don't have a plastic wrap, you can go ahead and use a towel, but the towel needs to be humid, and maybe put 2 towels humid. This way it will absorb the water, doesn't get dry. So let's go ahead and let's wait 20 minutes. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the whole kitchen. I'm not gonna stay with my hands in my pockets, otherwise my wife is gonna kill me. Now that we finish everything, here is the dough. Like you can see, it's nice and perfect. This is the structure of the gluten. Take a look. Let me take off one piece. Let me show it to you. See, this is what we are talking about, and this is what we are looking for to build perfect the gluten, and also it's not dry. So I'm gonna explain you a couple of things that is very important to know and how to resolve it. So this is how to make the pizza dough. Make sure when you make the pizza dough, you don't just keep making the balls and then see what happens. When you go too much, the gluten is gonna rip. See, and that's a mistake. So we want to keep the dough the dough ball nice and smooth. So when it rips, just get the part that is rip, and then go ahead and put it on top again. So we want always to use this part. That's a tip that I didn't say. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and make one dough ball really big to be able to make the focaccia. So this is how, basically, from one thing we go to another thing. But that's the goal of this this channel. Everything live, no secret. So I put a little bit of olive oil. I grab the dough and then put it on there. A little bit of olive oil on top. Plastic wrap. This is the mistake that the number 4. So that's how you go. It's the same thing with the focaccia, whatever you're doing. So see, I'm putting the plastic wrap on top. This way it doesn't get dry. This is the focaccia. I'm gonna go ahead and let it rest for 1 hour. Then I press it, and then I put the tomatoes and everything, and then I make the focaccia. This is how you make the focaccia. So I leave it there at room temperature for 1 hour. Once we make the ball, I always suggest to get a container like this one. This way you put the balls in, like that. With the lid, you go ahead and seal it. This way you don't have any air. But at home, don't try to put some flour on the bottom, because when you put the flour on the bottom, you're going to change the hydration ratio. So we always want to keep everything how the recipe is. At the max, you can put a little bit of olive oil to make it more easy, but I always use that's why we use a spatula to take it out without hands. Here is the mistake. If you leave the dough open, the dough will dry out. You're not gonna be able to use it. Again, the same thing when you're going to make the dough. Like I said, the tip of the dough when you put the water is the same thing. If the dough gets dry, get your hands a little bit wet with water and then tap on top, and then you let it stay for another 10-15 minutes. The dough will become alive again. But always, how to resolve that was how to resolve it. The proper way to do it is to put plastic wrap on top like that. Everything, because the dough is gonna double up the side and then will be ready. The number 5 is make sure to use the dough at point of fermentation. The mistake is if you're going to, right after you make the balls, if you're going to put it in the fridge right away, it's a huge mistake. At least let it rest for about 30 minutes. This is when you want to use the dough tomorrow. So if you want to use tomorrow, at least wait 30 minutes at room temperature and then put it in the fridge. And then tomorrow, 1 hour before, you take it out from the fridge and you let it go ahead and go back to the point of fermentation. Do not use the dough too early. Let the dough to go to the point of fermentation. So this is how you see it. So the dough will double up the size. So basically when it gets attached together, so it's very simple. You just double up the size. So it's very important to wait the dough that gets to the point of fermentation before using it. Otherwise it's gonna be like a rubber. It goes back and forth, back and forth. You're gonna risk to rip the dough very easy. That's the most common error that not everybody wait for. Number 6 is very common. People go in the fridge, they grab the dough, boom, boom, boom. They grab the dough and here you go. They get the dough cold from the fridge and they are going to make the pizza. If you're going to use the dough from the fridge cold, or you're going to have all these black dots on the pizza, that's a sign of the dough was not proper fermented. That is gonna be not digestible at all. The pizza is going to be chewy and it's gonna stick in your teeth. It's gonna hurt the side of your mouth. Well, it's not good at all. So this type of black dots, they are not good for the pizza. That means that the dough was used too early, too cold, and they didn't give the time to get back to the temperature. So that's very important to grab it outside the fridge, relax, and let it stay at least 1 hour at room temperature. This way the dough goes back to temperature. See, now it's cold, and the dough needs to go back to around the 70, 75 Fahrenheit before using it. So basically room temperature. Touch it, if it's cold too much, not good to use. Voila guys, so the error number 7. It's that's how we start. This is the dough. We don't want to start really wrong. That's the most common error that I've been seeing from a lot of people. So the error number 1 is taking out the dough not properly from the dough box. Most of you guys don't have a spatula. The spatula is the most important tools when you make the pizza. Make sure to buy one of these, Amazon or internet, you'll find it. This is the mistake. So take a look. So you cannot take in the dough out from the pizza box with your hands like that, because I want to show you what happened. So if you're going to take in the dough like that, see, you're taking out and then you're thinking that you put it there And then what you do is you put a little bit of flour like there, right there, and then you make the pizza. So this is a mistake because when you're going to take the dough out from the box, you touch it too much when you take it out from there. So what happened is that it's gonna be impossible to stretch. Look at this. So when you're going to stretch, you're going to make the pizza too thin or too thick in the side. So see what happened? Take a look. It's not properly stretched. We have thick here, too thin here, and then you can easily make a hole. So, and then also the dough is too nervous and gets back and forth, see? So when you stretch it, take a look when I'm going to stretch it, see? It gets back inside. So that's why it gets nervous. So you're not gonna be able to make the properly pizza. How do you resolve that? This is the tip. Also, guys, don't throw away this dough. When you make mistakes, it's easy. You get it back and re-ball it. Try to not put too much flour. That's why I didn't put too much flour. So re-ball it, and this dough is gonna be ready in 1 hour again. This is the tip, and this is how you resolve this issue. Little bit of flour on top of the dough that you wanna take out, and right away get the plate or the flour next to where you're gonna place the dough. So this is put a little bit of flour even on the spatula, and then you go little by little, little by little, little by little, and then put a little bit more extra flour. You want to be really careful when you take the dough, because when you take the dough out from the dough box, the dough is like a woman, so you need to treat her really well and smooth. Gentle, be gentle. Then one shot, tuck, then boom, out. Then right away, take a look what I do. Right away, upside down on top of the flour. Just boom, voila. Go ahead and just go ahead and put it in the flour. Voila. Let's go on the error number 8. Is using too much flour. You know, it's not bad to use the flour, but it's bad if you use too much flour. So I saw people that stretch the pizza like that in the flour, which is okay, but after, look at this. They put too much flour on the bottom because they are scared to that the pizza gets stuck. Look at this. This is when you stretch with too much flour. See, we have a lot of flour there. Basically, we make the pizza, and then let's pretend that we have the pizza here. Then we have a lot of flour here. So, see, let's take it out. I pretend that this is the oven. So when I'm going to get the pizza and then put it in the oven, voila. So what happened with even if you have the pizza with the hole, the pizza peel with the hole, the flour is still there. Take a look. See, we have all this flour. Let's say also that we don't have this flour right there, but we have all this flour here. What happened? That this flour is gonna burn, and then it's gonna make the pizza the color of yellow, which is not really healthy. It's gonna make the pizza taste really bad. So how do you resolve that? Clean up everything. You don't want the flour at all. That's why we use a container like this one. So everything starts right here. So when you take it out from the box, you're gonna go ahead and put a lot of flour in this point. And then at this point, you go ahead and put it there and take off all the flour and then put it down. Once you stretch, you stretch it, then put it on your hand, one hand, and then take off the flour, or maybe do even like this. Ta 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 ta. Pa, 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 pa. Take off the flour and then put it back on the floor, and then you'll see when you're going to put it in the oven, and then also use the peel with the holes. This way, when you move it a little bit, all the flour gets down. Let's pretend that this one is the pizza. We're gonna go back in the oven, and then voila, we put it in the oven, and then take a look. Voila, see, there's no flour on the floor, and the pizza is not stuck. So, voila.
Mistake number 9.
Basically, you stretch the pizza, and this is the most common error here. Not having all the ingredients ready once you have the pizza already stretched. I'm going to prep all the ingredients while the pizza is there sitting, but I want to show you what happened. That's why it's a mistake. Voila! This is the most common error. To prep the ingredients when the pizza is already stretched. You want to make sure that you have all the ingredients ready to go before stretching the pizza. So the pizza is in the box, you prepare everything where you want to make the pizzas, and then boom, take it out, and then stretch the pizza, and then you have already the ingredients ready. Because what happens if you're going to do the mistakes, the pizza gets stuck. See, the pizza is stuck, and then what happens, it gets even worse, and then you're not going to be able to take it out, or maybe you're going to make a hole, or maybe you make a mess because it gets too long or thin. So how do you resolve the issue? What I suggest to you is get a little bit of flour, the spatula, and then get, first of all, make sure it's not stuck. So the pizza is stuck, see? Then second of all, try to get the pizza close like that, not too much. Try to make the pizza close. Then with a little bit of flour right there, go ahead and try to put flour under and feel where the pizza is stuck. So there we go. See, I feel it right there, that is stuck. I put a little bit more extra flour. There we go. So now put a little bit of flour right there in front, and then pinch it, finger under, and then twist the pizza until it's detached, and then put the pizza on top of the flour, and then put it back. Also, you can do this. Get the pizza, then with the peel, move it a little bit, put a little bit of flour on the floor, little bit, not too much, and then put the pizza directly on the counter. This is how you save the dough. And now we are able to make the pizza. Voila, now you can put tomato sauce, and then of course we're gonna go ahead and see the error number 4. Voila guys, I'm laughing because I'm gonna save your life right now, because sometimes what happens that you made the pizza and you say, oh shit, how can I put the pizza in the oven? So the mistake here, number 10, is not having a pizza peel. I mean, today everyone makes the pizza home. Get the peel from online. It's super cheap, even if it's not this one, super expensive. Get another one that is cheap. I mean, wood, whatever. But the maestro is here to save your life, guys. So make sure subscribe and watch until the end. Please, guys, share this video with friends. So here I'm gonna save your life, because pizza, it's life. Guys, if you don't have a pizza peel, it's a way to save the pizza. Grab some parchment paper. Voila. Plastic wrap. So it's plastic wrap here. Oh, maybe it's a different box. Don't pay attention to the box. You need some paper for putting the pizza in the oven. So watch this, guys. Pay attention. Pay attention. Put the paper here next to it. Then flip it over and half. Get the pizza and then put it on top. Then little by little, gentle, try to bring the pizza on top of the paper. See? Or also you can do flip it over one more time, and then it's gonna be more easy. Hold it from here and then pull gently the parchment paper on top of there, and then watch this. Voila, guys. I mean, this is the pizza that I've been working with, so that's why it's like this. So voila, we saved the pizza, even if you don't have the pizza peel. I mean, voila. Now easily we can go ahead and put it in the oven, but be careful, of course. If you go by hands, it's gonna be hard. Use something. So get something like this, and then go ahead and put it in the oven like that. Just leave it until it gets cooked a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and transfer the pizza on there. So it was super easy. This is how you do it without the peel. Voila, guys, so that's what we learned in this mistake, that you have to have a peel. I mean, if you make pizza here and there, sometimes just get one peel. This is because it's much easy to make the pizza. You pinch and then boom, 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 boom on top, and then you have it on top of the peel easily and fast, and you don't make any mistakes. And also, we learned that we need to have a spatula. The spatula is the most important equipment when you make the pizza. Let's go ahead and see the next error. Okay guys, error number 11. We change location is regarding the pizza oven, or basically the bottom of the pizza. We all want the pizza cooked really nice, crispy on the bottom. So just warming up the pizza oven, you see you have the pizza stone or the pizza steel, whatever you have in the oven to cook the pizza. See, it's there. The mistake here is when you go ahead and boom, 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 you go bake, you set up the temperature, boom, you go ahead and make the pizza. I know your wife is gonna say, why you turn it on the oven 1 hour before? Well, this is the mistake. You cannot just go turn it on the oven and then go and making the pizza, because the stone on the bottom or the steel, it needs to warm up in temperature. If you do these mistakes, you're gonna have the pizza really raw on the bottom. It doesn't cook properly. You can make a hole. The pizza doesn't come out right. So you wanna do it proper way. That's why we are here today. This channel is no secret. So I'm here to teach you all the secret from my 25 years of experience. So this is how you do it. What I usually do, I set up the oven at high on broil, then I leave it like this for about 30 to 40 minutes. This way, we have the broil on directly to the stone, the steel here. So since we have the broil on, the steel here has been already 40 minutes on. So let's check out the temperature of the pizza steel. Right there, see? Hold on. See, it's about, I cannot see. It's about 500, 550, 500, yeah, 550. We leave like this, we turn it on the oven, we let it stay for 40 minutes in the oven, then you'll see that the bottom of where you're gonna cook the pizza is gonna be, it's ready when it's gonna be around 450, 500 Fahrenheit, and then you can go ahead and make the pizza to have the nice crispy touch. See, that's why you need something like this to measure to have the pizza properly made. One more thing, if you don't have a pizza stone or you don't have a pizza steel, I saw a lot of people making the pizza in the pan, but still the bottom of the pizza doesn't cook. So if you want to cook the pizza on the pan, it's better if you get the pan, you put it in the oven, warm it up a little bit, and then you go ahead and cook the pizza on the pan if you don't have a stone or if you don't have a steel. I think we are ready to make the pizza. Everything is ready, so let's go ahead. But I have another few errors. So let's go ahead and let's see the next error. Voila, guys, so the number 12. Putting the pizza in the oven with the cheese inside. It's a huge mistake because the pizza is going to be like a cookie, hard, and then we are going to burn the cheese. So I want to show you what happened in a few minutes, and then we get to the tip, what to do. Stay tuned and then see. Voila, the pizza is ready, but check out what happened. Did you see? See? That the pizza is like a cookie or is like a frisbee. We can play around, but the most important thing is here, the huge mistake here is that the cheese, it got completely burned. You can see, and this doesn't, trust me, it doesn't taste the best. We can make 10 times the pizza better, but also see, the bottom is cooked. It's cooked perfectly, but the pizza come out too flat, not puffy at all, because again, we didn't do the proper job. So this is how we do the proper job, and then what you're gonna do here is to get the dough. I'm gonna show you the whole process in 1 second. Get the dough in the flour. We stretch the dough, pressing the air to the crust. This is the tip. So put the tomato sauce. Now, voila, easily. So this is the tip here. So we have to pre-cook the dough without the cheese, because I'm going to show you the huge difference between this and this one. So let's go ahead and let's cook it. Basically, we're gonna pre-cook the pizza. So wait until it gets a little bit of a lightly gold color, and then we're gonna take it out and show you what's next. Voila, the pizza. Oh my God. What a huge difference. I mean, take a look of this pizza. Outstanding crust. I mean, go ahead, get a brush or your finger and then put a little bit of olive oil in the crust. So it's like go painting when you make the pizza. This is art. It's not just pizza, guys. This is a piece of art when you make the pizza. Wow. We finished the Picasso, almost. So at this point is when you go ahead and put the cheese And also you can put even more cheese, so because it's not gonna burn. There we go. And then we put a little bit of olive oil. Olive oil helps the pizza to cook faster. Now we can go ahead and put the pizza in the oven. At this point is when you wait that the mozzarella starts to bubbling. When starts to bubbling, the pizza it's ready. I mean, guys, you'll be shocked of this pizza. I mean, take a look how this pizza looks like. I mean, let me get that focus there. I mean, tell me what you think in the comment of this beast. Take a look at the bottom. Perfect cook. But here we are looking for the mistake, not for the pizza. Let me put it side by side. I mean, that's what happens when you have the pizza, when you don't make the pizza properly. See? Boom, boom. Well, that's why we put the cheese after, to have this texture, to have the cheese nice and properly cooked and not burn like this one. And also the pizza comes out too flat. Let's see the final error. So leave a thumbs up right now and support this channel. Thank you so much. The final error is the temperature of the pizza oven. It's a mistake having the pizza oven too low in temperature, or also it's a mistake to have a too hot pizza oven. So usually home oven it cannot be too hot because it doesn't reach the temperature. But if you are going to cook the pizza in the regular oven or in a regular oven with the flame or with wood, of course it's a really huge issue. Cooking the pizza with a high temperature, it makes the pizza too soggy. Well, this is not soggy, but makes the pizza too soggy. You have to eat it with fork and knife. That's why in Naples they make the pizza cook with a high temperature only in the 60 seconds. It's because 60 to 90 seconds, only because they want the pizza to be avvampata, we say, like the nice shot of heat, and then you get that texture. Pizza napoletana, it's typical like that. That's why they eat it with a fork and knife. So now what happens if you're cooking the pizza with a low temperature, too low temperature, like we saw in the other errors, you're going to have the pizza also too like a cookie, too hard, and then you're going to burn all the ingredient that is on top. So we want something in between. So how do you know properly temperatures? If you're cooking a home oven, it's easy. Set up the pizza oven at a max temperature, and of course remember the other error, so you have to have the stone warm. So set up the oven at the max temperature and leave it for 40 minutes to 1 hour, and then you make the pizza. That's the perfect temperature. The bottom part needs to be around 500. So if you're cooking in the high temperature like other pizza oven with the flame or gas or wood, you have to have the oven around, I don't want to bring it too much like 800 degrees. I like always to keep it to 750 Fahrenheit. And also the bottom, of course, that's important. You want to keep it around 550 Fahrenheit to be good. Also 600, it's good to cook the perfect pizza. That's how we want the bottom of the pizza. Nice and cook. See, it's perfect. It's perfectly made, this pizza. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this lovely pizza.
Notte giorno di torno gelato, delle belle tornando a riposo. Narcisetto adugino d'amor, delle belle tornando a riposo, Narcisetto adugino d'amor. Cherubino alla vittoria, alla gloria militar, cherubino alla vittoria, alla gloria militar, alla gloria militar, alla gloria militar.
And thank you so much for watching, guys. I did this video with my art for you, so thank you so much for being here and watching all the way. Guys, I'll see you every week with a new video. A lot of surprises are coming. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you next week. Ciao from my studio Iacopelli. Ciao!